This is KVUE News at 5.
How could you do this? Honestly, how could anyone do this to another human being?
Disbelief and outrage. The family of an elderly woman abused by a nurse aide speaks out tonight.
And it's 1 year since a deadly attack on UT freshman Hadaka Weiser. Tonight, the campus coming together to remember the young dancer. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Rush.
I'm Terry Gruca. It has been exactly 1 year since UT student Hadaka Weiser was murdered. She was attacked on campus as she left dance rehearsal. Her body was found on the banks of Waller Creek near the Alumni Center 2 days later.
Tonight, there is a memorial in her honor. KVUE's Brandon Jones is live on the UT campus where students, faculty, and staff will gather tonight. Brandon?
Well, Mike and Terry, you know, this crime has really shaken this community here, and it's actually changed that sense of security. So today, students actually stopped by here at the Hope statue and placed flowers in Hadaka Weiser's memory here. You know, her death was the first on-campus homicide since the Charles Whitman shootings at the UT Tower 50 years earlier. Today, UT President Greg Finvest sent an email out saying students know her name, still bring back a flood of memories here for every member of the community. When hearing it, we are instantly reminded of our loss and also the legacy left behind. Since Weiser's murder, university officials have implemented several things to make the campus safer. That includes everything from upgrades to campus lighting systems, pathways, security cameras, to security awareness campaigns like SureWalk here. Also, school officials pledged to hire more security officers here. So UT student government, they're going to hold that memorial tonight at 8 o'clock. That's going to be on the main mall. And of course, we will stream that service once it starts. We're live here at UT campus. Brandon Jones, KVUE News.
All right, thanks, Brandon. And police say this man, Mikael Kreiner, attacked Hadaka Weiser. The Travis County District Attorney will not offer Kreiner a plea deal, but Kreiner's attorney says his client doesn't want one anyway and instead wants to prove his innocence during the trial. Kreiner could face life in prison if convicted for her murder. Take a look at your screen right now. Austin police are investigating in a case of a missing woman. There she is. 32-year-old Takesha Wilson was last seen on Manor Road yesterday afternoon. Police say they are concerned for her welfare. Wilson is almost 6 feet tall with black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a short black wig with maroon highlights, gray sundress, and sandals. Call the police if you have any information.
An Austin family speaking out for the first time after a nurse aide is accused of abusing their mother. That aide has been suspended. We first told you this story after the disturbing images appeared on Snapchat last week. We want to warn you we plan to show those images again in this story. As KVUE's Jenny Lee reports, the family is outraged. More is not being done.
How could you do this? Honestly, how could anyone do this to another human being?
The only thing more shocking than seeing these pictures of his mother
Teasing her, taunting her.
is learning that police won't pursue this case.
We're incredulous that this case has been closed so quickly.
Chandler McCon has moved his 83-year-old mother out of the Windsor Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in North Austin. He's also hired an attorney.
The other thing, it's also very disturbing that an individual can do this to someone and that there would be no accountability.
We showed you these disturbing images last week where the 83-year-old woman had feces on her hands and on her face. William Holmes believes the nurse aide will eventually be charged, even though Austin police say they don't have enough evidence to move forward, that it's too hard to prove someone else didn't post the videos. Holmes isn't buying it.
In order to do this, you would have had to not only get a hold of his cell phone, you would not also his Snapchat account, but also get into the facility where he's working and into the room where this individual is being cared for.
Holmes is now pursuing an independent investigation, ultimately hoping the Travis County District Attorney's Office will step in and hold the nurse aide responsible. Jenny Lee, KVUE News.
The Health and Human Services Commission continues its investigation. As of right now, the suspended nurse aide has not been referred to the nurse aide registry, the division that can take away his license.
It will be another month before the NTSB releases its preliminary report on last week's deadly bus crash in Conkin, Texas, but the agency did release more information about the investigation. Investigators went out to the crash site, Church Retreat Post, and the First Baptist Church of New Braunfels. They're currently conducting interviews with witnesses driving behind the white pickup, as well as people who might know him. Authorities say the driver, 20-year-old Jack Dylan Young, was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. In addition, investigators are reviewing toxicology samples and cell phone records from him and the driver of the bus.
Our Survival Factors group is also in the process of documenting the damage to both of the vehicles, to the bus and to the pickup truck, where we'll use a three-dimensional laser scanning technology to map the damage to the vehicles. This will help us explain the overall damage.
Yesterday, the First Baptist Church of New Braunfels honored the victims in its first church service since the tragedy. Authorities say Rosemary Harris, the only survivor on the bus, is improving. Hospital officials also say Young is in good condition.
A community is mourning the death of 3 teenage girls who died in a car crash early Sunday morning. That crash happened on Highway 71 near Spicewood when the car carrying the 3 girls hit a charter bus. KVUE's Williamson County reporter Christy Millward is live in Round Rock tonight. Christy, I know a lot of people, heavy hearts there tonight.
Terry, this is one of the schools where 2 of those girls went to high school, and a lot of students here telling me today that it was a sad and somber day. Now, I talked to several students today, and one tells me some students didn't even come to school today because they were too upset by what happened. The 3 girls killed in the wreck have been identified as Isabella Torres and Taylor Mendez, who I'm told were sisters, and June Smith. Now, we're told Taylor was a junior here at Round Rock High School, June was a senior, and Isabella was a junior at McNeil High School. Several people in the community have been posting their condolences on social media today, and others talking about it here at school.
Everyone's been talking about it and how sad it's been that such sweet, sociable, friendly girls could get into such a bad car accident and die from it.
Now, there are 2 GoFundMe pages for the families, one for sisters Taylor Mendez and Isabella Torres, and another for the family of June Smith. You can find both of those links on our website at KVUE.com. Now, we just heard from the Travis County Medical Examiner's Office. They say the official cause for all 3 girls in this case was blunt force trauma. Now, law enforcement continues to investigate the cause of the crash. Live in Round Rock, Christy Millward, KVUE News.
Sunny, windy, and hot today. High temperatures closing in on the 90-degree mark. Let's take you live outside with our tower camera out at Westlake Hills. Not a cloud in sight. Up to 89 degrees, well above average, and just 1 degree shy of the record at Camp Mabry, 87 degrees at Bergstrom. Temperatures right now still ranging from low 80s in Fredericksburg to upper 80s here in Austin. It's in the mid 80s at both Blanco and also LaGrange. Much quieter air mass across the entire state of Texas. There's been some 90s down in South Texas here this evening. Near record heat again for tomorrow, and then a cool front will cool us down by Wednesday, and that stormy weather pattern, it returns, but we got a couple of days to watch until it comes this direction. I'll let you know when that could arrive coming up.
All right, Albert, thanks. Tonight, Austin ISD's Board of Trustees will be voting on whether or not to approve a multi-million-dollar facilities master plan. If it gets the green light, it will essentially rehabilitate all campuses with a price tag of at least $3 billion. KVUE's Rebecca Trejo is live at AISD headquarters. And Rebecca, this means that some schools could be closed in the coming years if passed.
Mike, that's right. Under the plan, Reed Pre-Kindergarten School and the Alternative Learning Center will be repurposed. Now, what that means is that they will be closed and may be used as another district building. The plan also identifies 5 elementary schools with low enrollment numbers. They are Sanchez, Brook, Joslyn, Dawson, and Norman Elementaries. If those schools don't boost enrollment numbers by the coming years, they could consolidate with nearby campuses. However, the district stresses to parents and the community that this plan is a blueprint for the district and will be revised about every 2 years.
The facility master plan is a living document, and every 2 years we go back and revisit it in the form of the Facility and Bond Planning Advisory Committee, our committee of community volunteers. Go back and look at all of that information again to see what is still accurate, what needs revising.
The master plan was created by the Facilities and Bond Planning Advisory Committee, or FABPAC, a group of 18 community members who started on the plan more than a year ago. Now trustees could make amendment recommendations from the dais tonight. Now that meeting starts at 7:15 p.m. Live at AISD headquarters, Rebecca Trejo, KVUE News.
We'll continue to follow that. Rebecca, thank you.